details of the competition that we are going to be doing. I will mention it again in a minute when we do start the lesson. Let's get started. So good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to our Africa Code Week, our part of Afrinnovate, where we just take this time to spend together and learn to code and build awesome things that are going to change the world. Happy Freedom so far, and I hope that it's only going to get better and better as we learn to code and we make some really cool, exciting, and fun things on Messora with our coding. So if you haven't joined us before and you're not quite sure who I am, let me introduce myself. I am Mr. Olsen. I look sort of like that, although I must admit I do have a lot less hair nowadays. So you can call me Mr. Olsen, you can call me Mr. O, or you can call me anything that starts with an O. So you could call me Mr. Owl or Mr. Obsolete or Mr. whatever. Someone even called me Mr. Omo once. Whatever starts with an O, you can call it me that. Oh, Mr. Oh no. After the lesson yesterday, I walked out and my wife said, so you're Mr. Oh no, are you? I said, yes. All right. So welcome to our coding club once again, and a very, very big happy Freedom Day. This is an absolutely monumental day. It's one of the biggest days in South African history that we get to remember and to celebrate together. Phenomenal thing that happened with a democratic election where everyone was allowed to vote finally in a country that's like hundreds of years old. Everyone got to vote and participate. And this is a great legacy that carries on now. And so that's the challenge that I have for you now already. That what legacy will you leave? How are you going to leave this world a better place? How are you going to make this world a better place? I know you're thinking, well, I'm young. I can't do anything. That's a load of nonsense. We need your young minds that can just take in so much information and do such awesome things. Already think now how you might change the world. Did you know that there is the youngest professional Fortnite player? For those of you who don't know what Fortnite is, it's a game that you play with lots of other people all around the world. There is an 8-year-old who is a professional Fortnite player, and if he's able to do that, I think that you guys can do even bigger, more amazing things that aren't just playing games, are making games that can really change things and do awesome things. All right, but let's move on so that I can mention to you once again the competition that we're going to be having, the Afrinnovate competition. And for this competition, what you're doing is you're trying to use technology to solve a problem in your community or school. So if you think about something that's kind of going wrong or that is wrong in your community or school, maybe there is a lot of litter, maybe there's bullying, maybe there's whatever it might be. Think about that and think about how could we use coding and how could we use technology to solve this problem? You can even join up with others and have a team where you try to solve this problem and work on it together. You can code together, build something together, plan an awesome use of technology to solve this together. Because did you know the winning team, each of you will get a laptop. You'll get laptops and a microbit, which is an awesome little computer. Remember, I showed it to you if you weren't here yesterday. We had a little look at it in Messora and how we could use that for coding. That is a powerful little computer that you can use to build robots and do all sorts of exciting things. There are also Arduinos and Raspberry Pis, which are also little microcontrollers, microcomputers that we can use to do absolutely awesome things. Okay, so please do make sure that you do already start thinking of that. You're going to be able to submit. That's hand in your project this weekend from Friday. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for that. And if you need any help with that, then you can please just reach out to me. Let me know that you would like some help with that. Okay, so let's move on. So we yesterday looked at what is coding. And we had our little doggy over here, and he is called 2.0. I think that's an awesome name for a doggy. Do you think this dog is a robot? That's why he's called 2.0? Maybe. And that's a really sophisticated and fancy robot then. But enough sitting back and not thinking about it. I want to ask you this question. What is coding? Where have you heard of coding before? And what do you understand by the word coding? If you'd like to answer, then please do put your hands up. Let me know. Or you can even put the answer in the chat and then we'll all be able to see it. Or you can just send it to me and I will let everyone know. What is coding? Have you done coding before? If someone asked you, maybe a granny or a grandpa came up to you and said, hey, I hear that you've been doing coding. What is coding? Oh, no ideas? I hope that you're at least guessing in your mind. Okay, maybe you're just taking a little bit of time to warm up and to get going. So let me tell you for now, and I want to let you know that before the end of this lesson, I'm going to ask you again, and I'm hopefully going to hear from lots of you about what coding is. So coding is talking the right language to a computer to get it to do what you want it to do. It's as simple as that. And that computer could be a tablet like 2.0 has over here. It could be a cell phone. It could be a laptop. It could be any of those things. Even a robot. As long as we are able to give it the right instructions so that it understands us, then we are using code. How cool is that? Because right now, if you're looking at your phone or whatever device you have that you are watching and getting ready to code on, if you look at that and you say to it something like, computer, can you pick up all the toys on the floor, please? Did it do anything? No, mine didn't either. It's because it didn't understand us. It didn't know what to do. If you said to it, pick my nose now, did it do it? I would think not. Maybe it's a bad idea. It would be pretty scary if it suddenly did, wouldn't it? So we need to know the right language to speak to computers to get them to do what we want to have to happen. Okay, so we need to give the right code to a computer so that it knows what to do. That's what coding is. And very important to coding is something called algorithms. Have you heard the word algorithm before? Say it out loud for me now. 1, 2, 3. Algorithm. Now say it 3 times really fast. Algorithm, algorithm, algorithm. Did you say algorithm 3 times fast? You know, you can just sound really, really smart if you just walk into a room, put your hands on your hips and say, well, I know all about coding and algorithms. People are going to be like, what? Are you a scientist? Are you a mathematician? Man, that is cool. So what is an algorithm? Does anybody know? Let me give you a chance to try out. What do you think an algorithm might be? Does it have something to do with rhythm? I mean, we're going to be starting on our journey and looking at coding music today. Is that going to help us understand that? Does it have something to do with movements, rhythm? No, that's a different kind of rhythm. An algorithm is, I hope you're ready to hear, an algorithm is steps that you follow in order to do something. That's all that it is. It's steps that you can follow in order to do something. Let me give you an example of what an algorithm is. And by the end of the lesson, you're going to be able to get a sheet just like this, and you're going to be able to think of your own algorithms as well. So let's have a look over here. This is my algorithm for getting ready for coding club. So this will be kind of what I go through when I get ready for coding club. So my first step in getting ready for coding club is waking up in the morning. I think that's a good one to start off with. Are you awake yet? I certainly hope so. Then I brush my teeth, get all ready like that. Then I have my good old cup of coffee, which I'm excited to have another one just a little bit later. Then I normally have a bit of time where I'm able to sit down and watch TV with my son and daughter, watch some really cool things. And then we even get to play together, which is really, really cool. And then after all that, then I come on over to my computer here, switch it on, and then we get all ready and we have our coding club adventure. So that's my algorithm for getting ready for coding club. Does that look sort of like your algorithm for getting ready for coding club? If you want to share with us what your algorithm is or how you get ready for coding club, then please do put your hand up or let us know in the chat. Okay, at any point you can do that. Let's look next at this algorithm, because we need to see, is an algorithm important? Why do we even need to know that long word? Stop giving me long words, Mr. O. I will give you long words and you will appreciate them. So for this algorithm, I want you to look to see if this makes sense, okay? So it's still my algorithm for getting ready for coding club. Let's see if there's anything wrong with this one over here. So my first step in getting ready for coding club is to come along and switch on the computer. And then after I've switched on the computer, then I get out of bed and I wake up. Huh? Wait, that doesn't make sense. Okay, let's see if the rest of it makes sense. Then after I've woken up, switched on the computer and I'm for getting ready for coding club, then I play with my kids and then I only go and brush my teeth. That won't work. They probably won't play with me because my breath will be too stinky. And then watch TV with my family. Does that seem like a good algorithm for getting ready for coding club in the morning? What do you think? Do you see anything wrong with that? Or should I just kind of follow along with that? Remember, in the chat as well and under participants, you can also show me just a yes, no, go slower, go faster, any of those sort of things. You can let me know about that as well. Mercedes saying no. No, that's totally wrong. Of course, that doesn't work. You're absolutely right, Mercedes. Thank you so much for that. No, that is not right. This is all out of order. And in fact, if we start to do too many things in the wrong order, then they don't work. Like this just wouldn't work. If you came in and tried to join the coding club now and I had followed this order, well, we wouldn't be doing anything together now. Oh boy. So having the correct algorithm and doing things in the correct order is vitally important. It is very, very, very important. And we're going to see that when it comes to coding as well, because often we don't get our algorithms right and it causes some unexpected bugs and behaviors in our code. All right. So let's try to think of some other algorithms. I'm not going to answer all of these for you, but I want to ask you, what algorithm would you follow to go to space? Let's hear. Does anybody have any idea? Maybe you can put up your hand and then I'll ask you to unmute, or you can even drop it in the chat. You can type it out in the chat. What algorithm would you follow for going to space? Do you have any ideas how you might go to space? I'm not going to answer this one for you. I want you to think about it, and you can either put your hand up now, or at the end of this lesson, I'm going to drop the file in the chat that you can download, and then you can make your very own flow map just like this. Okay, so you just need a bit of time to think about it. That's all right. So we need an algorithm for going to space. If we got that algorithm wrong, then we would have explosions and maybe not have air in space. Ooh, that would be terrible. We also need an algorithm for if we want to make a robot. We really need to concentrate on what are the steps that we use in order to achieve that big goal, making a robot. And if you'll believe it, we need an algorithm, or we can rather follow an algorithm for dancing. Do you like dancing? Show me a yes or a no if you do or don't like dancing. Let me see who likes to actually dance. Put in the chat if you do like to dance, or you can just push a yes or a no under participants if you would like that. Or you can even do a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a clap or whatever it might be. Does no one like dancing? Well, I hope it's not just going to be me dancing alone this morning, because we're going to have a look at some dance moves that we can do. Let's look at these. So this first one, whenever we see this block, you're going to see we're going to follow along with an algorithm, and we're going to hopefully put it together in a moment. Whenever we see this block, the yellow block, then that's for the boogie boogie. So you try to dance just like that guy is dancing. That's it. Shake those hips, arms out to the side. If you think that you can sit down and dance like this, you're wrong. So stand up, you can put your phone down or whatever tablet it is, put it so you can still see it, so we can see what the algorithm is and what the steps are that we are going to follow. But let's first look. So that's our boogie boogie, shake those hips, arm side to side. Okay, I hope that you like that one. That one's a good one. Our second one, when we see a blue block, that means that you just start jumping, dancing. So both feet up in the air and you jump, jump, dance. Are you jumping and dancing? And I am. Are you jumping and dancing? Oh, good. Okay. Okay, that one's going to get tiring. This next one, the green block, means that we put our feet very close together. They've got to be touching. And then you try and do a dance, shake it on side to side. And then that's how you dance with the green block, feet together for that one. For the purple block, then you dance, but only on your right foot. Your left foot has to be up, and you can hop around, you can jiggle around, you can shake around. So that's how you're going to dance when we see that one. The red one, same thing for your left foot. Dance around, shake it around. And then the white block has 2 feet far apart. So you're going to try to put your feet far apart, and you're going to try and do a dance like that. Can any of you do the splits? That would be crazy. I'm not going to try because I think I'm probably going to hurt myself. Maybe if I stretch and practice lots, then I'll be able to. So you don't need to do the splits for this one. Just feet far apart, and then you dance side to side. Okay. And then these are our steps that we can use to dance. Now, what this means is that whenever we see a yellow block, it means boogie boogie, blue block, jump up and down, and so on, all the way until we get to the white block where our feet are far apart. And what we are going to do is a 7-step algorithm for dancing. So what we're going to be able to do is you can choose which one should go first. So for example, if you wanted to do the boogie boogie first, and then maybe the jump on the right foot dance, and then maybe the red one, the left foot dance, and green, both feet together, and then blue one jumping up in the air, and then let's say you really like that boogie boogie, then we could grab another one of those, and we can even grab another jump on your right foot. In fact, let's have this one be our first one. And then we want to hear from you guys which ones we should do next. So have a look which ones that you like. And then when we've done with this little dance run, this algorithm, then you're going to be able to choose which ones we should do. Okay, are you ready for this? I hope so. Okay. So I'm going to count us down, and then we're going to do this dance together. You can look on the screen for the little pointer for which step. Otherwise, I'm going to say it out loud. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Yellow, boogie boogie. Are you boogie boogieing? That's a good boogie boogie. And then we move on to dance on your right foot. The purple, dance on your right foot. Are you dancing on your right foot? I hope you're dancing on your right foot. And then dance on your left foot. That's number 3. The red one, dance on your left foot. On your left foot. And then we're going to green. Feet together, and still dance. Don't stop dancing. Don't stop moving. Oh, that's good. And then we go on to the jumping one, number 5. Jump, 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 jump dance. Are you jump dancing? Are you jump, 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 jump dancing? Jump dancing, jump dancing, jump, 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 jump dancing. Oh, I like that. Okay, and then we're on to boogie boogie again. That's it. Number 6, the yellow boogie boogie, side to side. And then we've got one last jump on your right foot. Jump, jump, bounce, bounce. Come on, don't stop, don't stop. Come on. There you go, there you go. Oh, and we're done. Oh. Okay, so that was a great algorithm for dancing. Now let's do maybe just one more of those. But this is where I need to hear from you guys. What should we put first in our algorithm? Which one should we do first? Let's hear. You can even put in the chat. Here we go. Yes, Raymond. Hey, good morning, Raymond. Which one do you think we should start with? You there, Raymond? Hello, Raymond. Are you able to unmute? Oh, it doesn't look like that's working. Maybe your microphone isn't quite working. Remember, you can also just put in the chat which one you would like to start with. Does anybody else have one that they want to start with? Oh, blue. Thank you. Believe. Okay, let's start with blue. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to move blue up there. Good. So blue is going to be our first step. Let's hear from Tuba. Good morning, Tuba. What should we do next? Which color should we do next?
Yellow.
Yellow. Oh, great. Do you like that boogie boogie? I know I do. Okay, and then let's hear from Mohammed. Hey, good morning, Mohammed. Great to see you. Which one should we do next?
So I was hoping to put the boogie boogie last.
Oh, well, you know, we can do it as many times as we want. In fact, I see in the chat, Ipe has said that they want another yellow one. So let's drag that in through. We're going to have a boogie boogie over there. And then Mohammed, do you want another yellow one all the way at the end as well?
No, at the end, you write at the 7.
Yeah, there we go. Can you see I've dragged it over to 7 as well? So we've got it, we've got so far our algorithm is blue, yellow, yellow. We still need to fill in these spaces, and then we'll still do that one where we have number 7 as well. So that's really, really cool. Okay. So what are we going to do for number 4, guys? Which color? Which color should we use for number 4? Okay, let's hear from, yes, Tua. There. Okay, can't quite hear you there. Let's go for, yes, Dicoledi. Morning, Dicoledi. Which color should we do next? Which dance move? We can use any of these.
I did.
You did? Oh, do you want to choose another one now? Which one do you want?
The purple one would. The purple one.
Ah, great. And that's exactly what I was going to drag over because I see Believe also said, hey, let's do purple as well. Great. Okay, cool. Should we do 2 purples then? Oh, okay, I like how that sounds. And then let's hear one last one. So we're going to do 2 purples. And then we're going to hear from Mohammed. Yes, Mohammed, what should we do at number 6 for our last one that we're going to put in for now?
Red.
Red. Okay. Yeah, red. We got red there in number 6. Brilliant. Thank you so much for that one, Mohammed. And Neo, I saw that you also had your hand up. Would you like to change one out? Hi, Neo. Would you like to change one of these colors? Maybe at number 5,
Yes.
we can just have one purple one. And what would you like at number 5?
Green.
Green, great. I like that one, the feet together one. That is a cool one. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so now we've got our algorithm. Let's move this purple one away. In fact, I'm just going to remove it entirely. And now we've got our algorithm for our dance that we put together. Are you ready for this? Okay, let's go. I'm going to count us down, and then we're going to go together in 3, 2, 1. Blue, that's jumping. Jump, jump, jump. Whoa, jump, 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 jump. And then onto boogie, boogie. Boogie, boogie. Number 2, boogie, boogie. Boogie, boogie. I like to boogie. And number 3, also more boogie. Boogie, boogie, boogie. I like to boogie. And now we're on purple, number 4. Dance on that right foot. Dance, dance on that right foot. Are you dancing on that right foot? Hope you're dancing on that right foot. And now we move over to number 5, which is both feet together. Both feet together. Dance both feet together. You can dance however you want, but both feet together. And now we're on to number 6, the left foot. Dance on your left foot. I'm bouncing on my left foot. That's how I bounce on my left foot. I think there are other ways. That's all. Dance however you want on your left foot. And then we've got our last one, our boogie boogie. Boogie boogie. I like to boogie. I feel like I'm going to have that song stuck in my head the whole day. And we are done with our dancing algorithm. Well done. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Well done. Everyone else in the house probably thinks you're quite strange for clapping for yourself, but you know what? You danced your heart out, and that was awesome. And that helped us to understand steps in an algorithm. So this is the algorithm for that dance that we just completed. And you're going to see more and more how important algorithms are as we code. So what are we going to be doing next? We're going to be moving on to Miss Zora, and we're going to be starting our musical journey over there. Now, as we move over, you might not be able to follow along exactly with what I'm doing piece by piece, but remember, these sessions are recorded and you are going to be able to go back to them. And if you have any questions or anything about them as we go through it, or another time, that you just let me know, and then I will help you with that. Yes, Mohammed, you've got a question.
Sir, I don't have a question, but I'm just having a hard time getting into Missouri.
Is it? What does it say? What error message do you have?
No, it's saying that my thing, it's saying like what I put my password in, it's not right. I have to try
Ooh.
it again.
Okay, yes, please do absolutely try that again. If you are still struggling, then please do ask your mom or dad or whoever's there with you to send me an email, putting it in the chat right now. So if you are still struggling, if you don't have it right by the end of today, then please do make sure that you email me, let me know, and then we will help you with that. Okay, we'll ask you kind of which email address you used and see if we can help you along the way with that. Okay. So for now, you're just going to have to pay very, very close attention then, and then hopefully you're going to be able to pick up on it. Okay. Cool. Thank you very much for that, Mohammed. And if you do, if anybody has any issues or if you've got a question as we go, if I go too fast or too slow, whatever, you just let me know in the chat. Okay. So for those of you who haven't been here before, we are on misszora.co.za. I'm also putting that in the chat in case you're not sure where that is or what that is. This is an awesome free platform where we can code and we can make really, really awesome things. There are some games. There are also videos over here for a lot of your subjects, pretty much all of them, which you'll be able to learn about as well. It's also zero data rated. So this is something that you can do on mobile data on whoever's phone, whoever will let you play on their phone. Yes, Dick Lady. Dick Lady, I see you've got your hand up. Yeah.
How do you save the work on Miss Zora?
Okay, great question. I'll show you as we go through it because that is going to be part of today's lesson. Okay, I'll just make a point. If I do miss out on that, please do put your hand up again when we get to the end, and then I'll be able to help you with that. So first, once you are signed in, you're going to see something like this. We're going to go to Miss Zora blocks. This takes just a little while. Well, this is going to show you where your saved projects are. Once it does load, and then from here we're going to be able to create a new project or go back into a project that we have created. So you can see on this account that I have that I was doing earlier today and touching on, and you should be able to see teacher project over here as well. Okay, so that's when you sign in, and if I have saved it correctly, then it'll do that. For now, we're going to go in and start a brand new project because we're going to have a look through some of the parts again of Miss Zora for those of you who haven't used this kind of block coding before. But we are still going to move on to lots of new and exciting things, making some music and using events to do just that. Okay. So if you haven't used block-based coding before and you look at this and this is just super duper overwhelming, don't you worry. There is very little that you can do wrong in this place. So when you first go to it, and if you're unsure, just start clicking and tapping things and just see what stuff does. You're not even trying to break it and get things wrong, and that's fine because you're going to see what certain things do. Let me have a quick talk through this. Because many of you, I think, will know this. And for those of you who don't, we do have videos to help you out with that on Miss Zora. You can take a look through. Otherwise, if you're struggling to find that, give me a shout and then I'll help you with that. Okay. So we've got here on the left-hand side of the screen, we've got our code. These are our instructions that we are able to give to our character. And here are all the different things that our code can do. It's very nicely organized into sections like motion, which is movement, looks, which is looks, and sound and events and control. Some of these might not make a lot of sense yet, like events, control, sensing, operators, variables. We're going to be looking at these. Probably not going to get to it today. No, we actually might. We do have a lot of time. Well, we do have enough time. And my blocks as well, which are functions. We'll look at those. Any blocks that are over here are blocks that can run for this character. So this is our output screen, where we're going to see what our code actually does. And then down here, we have our sprite sheet, or not a sprite sheet, our sprites or our characters or our objects, as they are often called, where we can see the name of it. We can see where it is on the X plane. That's its X position, side to side like that, horizontally, and our Y position, which is up and down like that. Do you see how these numbers increase when I go up and decrease when I go down? And also left to right. We've also got ones that we are going to use a little bit today as well, which is show and hide. And we've got the size of that, which obviously changes its size. Oh, see, it's quite intuitive. Hey, it makes a lot of sense. We can also change the angle of our character. I'm going to throw up. Okay, focus, Mr. O. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to put that at 90 degrees, which is its kind of starting one over there. We're also able to change our backdrops. And this is where I want us to start this morning. Let's choose a backdrop. Because what we are going to do with our backdrop, with this code, with our program this morning, is we're going to look at events and starting to make music with as many different events as we can. It might not make sense just yet. Don't worry about that. All that I want you to think about when we go down here, and we're going to choose a backdrop. So that's going to be the background where our character is. Where would you expect to hear music? Or where do you think this music should be playing? So we're going to need some hands up for this one. And let's choose together. Or you can put in the chat which one you would like. Which backdrop do you think we should use where all of our instruments and where we'll make some music? Put your hands up and let's see which one should we use. We've got fields, we've got jungles, we've got, where's the beach? I'm sure we have the beach here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, it's bench. Which one should we use? Drop it in the chat or put your hand up. Which one do you think we should use? Okay, let's hear from Neo. Hi, Neo. Which one do you think we should use? Where do we want to play some music together this morning?
Beach Malibu.
Oh, Beach Malibu. Nice. I like that one too. Thank you very much for that. Oh, that looks good. Look, there are even people doing some sunbathing. Yeah, it's not winter for them, I believe. Okay, so here we are. This is where we are going to do it. Oh, I never noticed this before, but Miss Zora has like a little shadow there. It makes it look really quite cool. Huh. Awesome. Anyways, I got distracted by that. Okay, so now we've got our backdrop and we need to decide, do we want this character here? Well, we're not really going to use this character. Instead, we're going to be using instruments. Oh, Ipe says spotlight. You know what? We're going to add in another one over here because Ipe said, what about the spotlight? You know that we can have more than one backdrop. Okay, let me show you exactly. You can actually do this in a few places, but I'm going to show you here. So I'm going to make sure that I have my stage selected. Match code to the backdrop as well. And then up here, you see we've got code, backdrops, and sounds. We can go to backdrops. And here we've got Beach Malibu. And we've got this one as well, which is a blank one. But we definitely want one. So let's choose a backdrop. Let's find that spotlight one. Okay, I'm looking for, there it is, that concept. Yes, that makes sense. Look at that. Okay, tell you what, we don't need this sprite anymore. So I'm going to click this trash can. Bye-bye. And now we've got these technically three backdrops, but we're going to be using these two. Let's start off on the beach here at Malibu. And you're going to see we're going to be able to create an event that picks up, and we're going to use this as part of our code for moving from one backdrop to another. So first thing we need, let's start off with a drum. So you can see at the moment, I don't have any sprites here, no characters or objects to attach my code to. Sure, we could attach a code to this backdrop, but it can't move around or do all that much. So to add in a new character or a sprite, I come down here, we can make our own, which we'll do in a moment. We can do surprise. You can even upload one. So you know what? If you drew a character or you drew an instrument or something like that, you could put that in, you could take a photo or scan it or whatever, and then you could use that in your code. How cool is that? Maybe we can do that for our stories as we go throughout the week. Okay. But we're going to choose a sprite that is here already. So I'm just going to click on that. Got lots of categories. And we're going to start off with a drum. So do you see that? If we know something that we really do want, we can search for it up here. And then it'll bring those up. We got lots of different ones. And we can even preview their different costumes. I mean, it's different pictures that they're going to be able to change to. We'll see how that works in a moment. Remember, if I'm going too fast or too slow, whatever, just let me know. If you've got a question, just please do let me know. You can interrupt me at any point. Okay, I'm going to choose this snare drum. which I feel like this would ruin a lot of people's days on the beach. They're having like a nice relaxed time, lying in the sun, maybe having a little swim, and then somebody comes along with a snare drum and starts like hitting that. Man, they would be so cross. Part of me thinks that would be funny. Anyways, so now we've got our snare drum and we want it to make a sound like a snare drum. So to do that, we are looking more into the music side of Miss Zora. And so we're going to go down to this bottom left-hand corner. Do you see where I went? All the way down to the bottom left-hand corner here where it says add extension. We'll tap or click on that. And we're going to go, we've got lots of ones here. There's that microbit that I was speaking to you about earlier. You guys could win one of these if you make a really awesome project that helps and makes and solves a problem in your community or school. You could win a laptop and one of these. How cool is that? Anyways, we're going to be looking at the music today. So we can tap on that or click on that. And we've got some instructions here. Now, these are going to look quite small for you, probably on your screen. So let's just do a quick drag out for all of them. Did I get all of them? Yeah, almost. Okay, and then we've got that one as well, and we've got this one, which is a type of variable. We won't speak too much about that one just yet. Okay, so by just clicking on these, we can preview them. We can see or hear if they do actually do something. So let's hear, I tap on that one. Ah, do you hear that? That's the sound of a snare drum. Okay, so I think we're going to be wanting to use that. It says play drum, snare drum for 0.25 beats. Might sound a little bit mysterious now. We're going to go through that and we're going to go into that and understanding these beats in just a moment. Because next it says rest for 0.25 beats. We've also got a play note 60 for 0.25 beats. And if we tap on this one, it doesn't do anything, it seems. And if we tap on this one, it plays a piano note. Let me know if you're not hearing that sound or anything, please. Then we've also got set instruments, so we can change our instruments. Yesterday, we changed to a bunch of different instruments like a choir. That was really cool. But if we tap on that, just by itself, it doesn't do anything. It just changes stuff in the background. We've also got something called tempo. And tempo is going to be a little bit, it might be a little bit confusing, but that's really just how fast or how slow our beats are, or how fast or slow our, let's just stick with how our beats are. We're also able to change this tempo whenever we want. And inside, if you see there, we click on here, look at that. So we've got tempo is keeping this value of 60. And we can also put in, if we put in a different number here for tempo, it says set tempo to 100, run that. Now, if I tap tempo, you see it tells us 100. That's cool, right? Don't worry if you don't understand that. We're not going to get onto that just yet. But that is, those are all of the blocks that we have access to under music. Now, let's first think about what we need to do. What we want to happen is when we tap on this sprite, play that sound, not only play it, we want to actually see that it is playing. So if you look here in the top left-hand corner, we've got access to costumes. And you can see there are 2 costumes. You know, we can even make more. We can make a full-on animation in here. Man, there's so many cool things we can do, but let's focus. I'm saying that more for myself than anyone. Okay, so we have access to these and we can change them when we want. So first thing that we need is our sound. Okay, so we know we wanted to play that. We've got that step, but we want it to play when we tap on that. For that, we need something called an event. Does anybody know what an event is in coding? I'm sure if you've used Miss Zora or if you've used some coding at some point, you've used an event. Maybe you didn't even know it was called an event, but you would have used it. Let's see, any hands up for, do you know what an event is? What an event does? Let's see, okay, let's see, while you think about this, let's have a look at the events that we have. Did you see there's a whole section full of events? Well, in here we can have, it says things like when the green flag is clicked. Can you see that? When the green flag is clicked, when the space key is pressed, when this sprite is clicked, when backdrop switches to, and then we can change things. Oh, look, we have access to Beach Malibu and concerts. Ah, that's interesting. And we've got this one, which we're going to start using probably from tomorrow, where we are broadcasting messages. That sounds kind of strange. Okay, so looking at those, what do you think an event does? These are some examples of events that we have. We've even got this very interesting one. That's when loudness or timer is greater than something. That's what that little symbol means. It means more than. Any ideas what an event is? When green flag is clicked is an event. When space key is pressed is an event. Oh, Mohammed has an idea. Yes, Mohammed, what do you think?
Oh, sir, I just wanted to know where I can get. Where did you get the green box?
Cool, thank you. I'll show you that again because I know I went through it quite quickly. So to get the green blocks, that's this music one. When you first go into Miss Zora, it's not going to be there. Okay, so what you'll need to do is look for this little blue block in the bottom left-hand corner. When you tap on that, then it shows you all of these extensions. And there are such cool things that we can do in here with your camera, with text to speech. So you write something and then it says something. That's what we did use in a project you saw in a project just yesterday. But we're using music. When you tap on this one, then that'll add in these green blocks. You'll see it as music over there, all the way at the bottom. Okay, so let me know if you can't find that, if you're struggling still, and I'll be able to help out with that. Okay, so now we've got the green one over here, and I'll help you out with this and let you know that an event tells us when code should run. Just like when we were doing our dancing algorithm, we needed something to tell us when we should do a certain move. In that case, it was me saying out loud, change to blue, change to dancing on 2 feet, change to boogie boogie, whatever it might be. Those are examples of events. They tell us when something should happen. So let's look at this very first event that we've got. This is one that I would say probably use the most on Mizora, and it is when the green flag is clicked. So whatever is attached to this, when the green flag is clicked, it will happen. Okay, so let's see if that works. I'm going to tap the green flag, and there we go. We've got it. In case you can't see that, there we go. Okay, so that's one way that we could do it, but we don't want it to do that when we click up there. We want it to happen like we're actually playing this drum. So when we tap on this drum or click on this drum, the snare, then it should play that sound. Can anyone see an event that might help us with that? Which one do you think we should use? Let's just put these 4 up here. Which event do you think we should use so that when we tap or click on this drum, we'll actually hear this sound? Ah, yes, Mohammed. Which one do you think we should use?
The when message 1.
Okay, when message 1. Let's try that out. Let's give that a go, and then I'll give you a chance, Karabo. You don't need to put your hand down. I will come to you, Karabo. So when I receive message 1, let's attach this, play snare drum. So let's hear. Okay, nothing happening there. When I click it, nothing. Maybe if we change backdrops, let's see if that does anything. Didn't actually. No, it didn't play that sound. Okay, so that one isn't working at the moment for this event. So I think we're going to need to try a different event. Karabo, do you want to try again?
This one.
Yes, Karabo. Which one do you think we should use?
The event that we should use is when the sprite is clicked.
Oh, I like your thinking. Absolutely, we're going to use that one. Very, very good. And let's just hear from Tsepo. Yes, Tsepo, did you want to say something like that or ask something else?
Yes.
Did you want to say this one? This when the sprite is clicked? Yeah, what did you want to say?
The one with the flag that says clicked.
Okay. So this is one that we can use as well. And let's try this one out. Let's see what the differences are between this when the sprite clicked and when the green flag clicked events. Okay, so now we've got it attached to when the green flag is clicked to that event. And then, we hear it there. But when we click on this drum or tap on this drum, it doesn't play that sound. So let's try it now. As Karabo said, when the sprite clicked, so this event, let's get rid of that one. Let's see if that works. Ah, good. We're having some success there. Great. Now we might have other times that we want to use this when green flag clicked, and we will absolutely use those as we go throughout the week. Okay, let's hear from Mohammed. Yes, Mohammed, what did you want to add to that?
So I didn't want you can miss that and the message one thing, not that one from before when I received. It's the other one I want.
This one, this broadcast message one. This one that I've dragged in. Okay, cool. Okay, we are going to get onto using these, and I think I understand where you are going with this now, which is really cool because we're going to be able to make some cool music with that. But this in itself is not an event. This is just something that gets sent out. So this is still an action, but this will be the event. So say for example, okay, no, we're not going to get into that just now. So I want you to hold on to that. Please don't forget that, Mohammed, because that's going to be something really, really cool that we are going to do with that. Okay, so I'm just putting it to the side just for a moment, but we are going to come back to that. So far what we've got is when we click on the sprite, we've got that sound. But we've also said that we want it to look like it's playing that drum. So to do that, we're going to go to the looks because it's something about how it looks. Okay, so that's why this Misora is just so awesome because we can think, and if you talk out loud and you say, I want to do this, and then you look at these and say them out loud, you're probably going to be able to find what you're after, which is very, very cool. So if I want to change the look of this drum or how I see it or what it looks like, looks great. And now in here, you might not be able to see it on your screen, but we've got something that says switch costume to drum snare B. Okay, let's have a look. Do you see I've got drum snare selected? And now I can come over to costumes. And here we've got these two costumes. This one is called drum snare A. You can also see its name there. And this one is called drum snare B. Okay, so we're able to change between those two costumes. Let's just attach this over here. So we've clicked this on. Let's see if that helps us. Okay, I'm going to click this and it's still playing the sound, but it's not changing. You know why? Because it is already on this costume. So let me ask you, what do you think we might be able to do? How do you think we could solve this so that when this starts, we are starting with the first costume? Yes, Mohammed, what do you think we could do?
We start with the first costume.
Good.
And
yes.
then the second costume, then you get to the control and you press and you get the repeat one. Then you just put the in, then you can maybe that will work.
Oh, what great thinking. Well done on that. You expressed that algorithm really, really well. Did you notice that? That you said, hey, okay, well, we need to start with the first costume, play the sound, then change to the other one. Then you also spoke about how we can do some repeating in there. Okay, we should have time to even do some of that repeating. We will get onto that as well. Mohammed, I think you're going to be making some really cool projects for our competition for Afronovate. That's really, really cool. Okay, I'm excited about what you're going to be able to do over there. Okay, so we're going to start off by changing the order of our algorithm. So we say when the sprite is clicked, we want to make how are we going to make sure that this is all in the right order? What we should do is say that when we click it, then it changes to that costume, but then it changes back to the first costume. So I've grabbed another one of these exact same blocks, but if you see over here, we've got a little arrow. Whenever you see that, that means that we can change something about that code block. So this one says switch costume to drum snare B, which is the exact same one we're using. So let's change this one to the first one. Let's look at our algorithm and then we'll see if it works. It says when the sprite is clicked, switch costume to drum snare B, play this snare drum sound for 0.25 beats. We're going to get onto that soon. Switch costume to drum snare A. Okay, let's try it out. I'm going to click that. Okay, so that sort of works. Maybe we could just change the timing of that just a little bit. What if we had instead, we played the snare drum first and then switch the costume? Let's try that. Ah, that one looks a little bit better, but it's still keeping that one over there. So for that, we could have a lot of ways of solving this. And I'd love to hear what your ideas are. Otherwise, I'm just going to move us forward a little bit. And under control, we've also got a block that we're going to use quite a bit. Oh, actually, you know what? No, let's stick with the music over here, because this is going to help us to understand beats just a little bit. We've got one that says rest for 0.25 beats. When you rest, you don't do anything, right? So that's what this is going to say. Rest, don't do anything. And I'm curious, I haven't actually used this one with the switch costume before. I just used a shortcut there just to get this in nice and quickly. Let's see if that works. Otherwise, we might need to change to a different block for that rest over there. Let's see. Oh, got to click there. Oh, did you see that? Now that's looking much better. Hey, cool. So it kind of feels like we're playing that, like I'm playing that. Very, very cool. Okay, so now we've got the algorithm for that. Let's add in, I want to show you how we can add in another sprite and use another sound. Then we'll start to look at, okay, we won't get to the point where we are automatically going between them, but we are going to see how we can repeat, because I know Mohammed had a great idea with that, and I think we can definitely do something with that. So here we've got this code, okay? We're going to come down here to choose a sprite, and we're going to add in another sprite or another character or another object. You'll hear me sometimes say some of those words. So let's choose one over here. We're going to look once again to the drum. This one has a nice big bass drum. Boom. Let's add that one in by tapping it. Oh, and where did our code go? Well, this is the code that is attached to what we have selected. So at the moment, we've got this drum kit selected. We can see that because it's highlighted blue over here. And we can also see it in this top right-hand corner of this workspace, this coding space that we have over here. So any code we attach over here is going to belong to this object or this sprite. Okay, let's have a look if our drum snare code is still there. It is, and there's our drum kit. Can I show you? Coding is about shortcuts. So much of the time, we're trying to make things easier and quicker to do. So I want to show you a shortcut. Instead of us going once again to events and dragging in and and attaching like that, we can go over to our drum snare here, tap this, and we can drag it across onto drum kit. You see that? It starts to wiggle and shake. I'm going to let go of that. And then let's see. Ha! It's moved it across. You see that? So the drum snare still has its code over here. And if we swap over to this one, then, well, some of it kind of works, but there are some things that don't translate very well. Like it says, switch to costume, drum snare A. Well, that just doesn't exist. If you were on a bigger coding program or platform, then it would give you an error with that, and the program probably wouldn't even work. But thankfully, we're on Misora, which helps us with that. So what we can do is switch to costume. Let's say drum kits. We'll change this one to drum kit B, drum kit, just the one without an A or anything. And we also need to change this sound over here from snare drum to bass drum. Okay, so you saw, because we've done this once, we're able to reuse this code just over here. How cool is that? Okay, so let's test out both of our sprites now. With a snare and a, oh, do you hear that? I got some really nice head. We even start to make our own little groove over here. We could go, hear that? I really like that little groove. I hope that you did manage to actually hear that over there. Otherwise, you're going to be able to make your very own with that. Okay, we are going to, let's do a little repeat over there. Okay, so instead of me needing to click this bass drum twice, this drum kit twice, we're going to use what Mohammed said. What about a repeat block? That's going to be under control. Now, if you're not quite sure what a repeat block is, take a moment to think. What do you think a repeat block might do? Okay, so maybe you thought that it repeats some code that it makes? Okay, let's hear. Mohammed. Yes, Mohammed, what do you think a repeat block does?
So I already made the drum kit do do its thing.
Oh, really? Oh, that is absolutely awesome. Very, very cool. Will you be able to, excuse me, um, I'll show you where to save, but what you can do on the screen as well is you can say download, and you're able to download this and save it to your computer. And then you can, and this is going to be one of the ways that you submit your project at the end of the week, is you download it and then you can email it to me. You can ask your parents to help you with that, or you'll be able to send it to me. You can even download it, and you can, when the time comes, like tomorrow or so, you can take that file and you can just drag it over onto the chat, and then it'll send it to all of us as well. Okay, there are going to be a few ways of doing that, but I'd be really stoked. I would be really excited to see that. So that'll be very, very cool, Mohammed. Thanks for that. Okay, so our repeat block repeats whatever is inside of it. So do you see that? See how we're able to put code inside this repeat block? So everything that is inside here will repeat. So it's going to play this through, and then it's going to come back to the start and do it again. And if it hasn't repeated as many as this time, then it's going to repeat once again. So let's start this off with repeat twice. Let's hear what that sounds like. Ah, did you hear it? I clicked it once and it only did once. And we can do some, and this is what I like to do. I like to put in crazy, ridiculous numbers and just see what happens. That's a huge number, right? Let's see what that does. Do you think it's just going to break Mozilla? I've done that before where it just makes the whole browser just stop working. So let's hear. Oh, I think it's just going to keep doing that. I wonder how long it would do that for. This is how much? 1,235,051. It's going to do it that many times. That's really cool. Okay, but we're going to stop that for now. So if your code is ever just going forever and you just want it to stop, what I wanted to show you there is that you're able to click this red button and that will stop your code. Oh, we got a whole groove going. This is cool. Okay, but I want to stop it for now because we need to move back across to our PowerPoint. Oh, I wanted to show you how to save. Sorry. So up here, we're able to give our project a name. So I'm going to call this first music project. You can, of course, call yours whatever you would like. And then we're able to say save to cloud. Do you see that? You can keep the same name as whatever you want. And then you come over here to file. You've got load from your computer. You've got download, which will save it to your computer. And you've got save to cloud. And once you have saved, there we go, that says saved over there, which is really, really nice. Then we're going to be able to see it from in fact, you're probably going to be able to see mine as well. I'll say yes, yeah, we don't want to save that over there. We're all right with that. And then we're going to be able to see our projects saved over here so that we can continue to work on them. Okay, mine hasn't shown here just yet, but it should do. That might be a small error that's happening on our side. But don't worry about that. That is how you'll save it. Otherwise, it is just a little bit more dependable to go ahead and download it to your computer. Okay. So Mohammed, I hope you heard that. Especially when you save it, I recommend that you download it to your computer because then you always have it. And then you can just open it up again in Mozilla and you'll be able to continue from there. All right, let's quickly just jump back onto our PowerPoint presentation and close off. And I want to remind you of a few things before we say goodbye for a whole other day. Okay, first thing is that I want to give you this algorithm sheet. Let me quickly grab it over here. So in the chat, you're going to see a PDF, a file that pops up over there. It's sending right now. There we go. And you can use that one to make your very own algorithm, like the one that you see over here. You can do this as my algorithm for making a song or for solving a problem in my community or school. You can make this my algorithm for going to space, for picking my nose, for whatever it might be. You can go ahead and you can download this template if you'd like. Otherwise, you don't really need that template if you don't want. You can also just draw these blocks and put some arrows in between. This is something called a flow map. It just helps us to see that sequence. Okay, Believer said that they did not get it. I'm just going to send it to you as well if I can. Okay, I'm not able to send that file to you. It is in the chat over there. I will drop it in just one more time, and then this should be able to go to everyone. But don't worry, if you didn't get it there in the chat, you can see it's quite easy to draw. You just go my algorithm for whatever it might be, and then you go ahead and you put in these blocks that you draw, or however you create your steps for completing whatever it is that you might want to complete. Otherwise, make sure that you are starting to think of the problems, the issues that you might have, a problem that you might have in your community or school. Start to think about how you might solve that. And if you've got some friends who are in your school who you want to join with doing that, then you are very, very welcome to do that. And you can also give me a shout. I've sent my emails. I'll send it one more time. If you do want a bit of help, if you are a bit stuck, please do let me know about that. All right. Otherwise, our time is very sadly up. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we'll see you tomorrow. Remember, you can bring along your friends who are joining you on this team into the lessons as well. Very last question from Mohammed. Yes, Mohammed.
I figured out a way to make the snare drum play at the exact time as the drum kit.
Oh, nice. Please remember that, because that's going to be one of the first things that we do tomorrow. Okay. So make sure that you've saved that project or you remember that code, because that's going to be really cool. Nice, Mohammed. Very, very cool. And let's last one. Let's hear from Raymond. Yes, Raymond. Raymond, do you have a question or anything you'd like to say? Yes.
Is our time over?
Yes, our time is over. I'm about to push stop on the session. So that's going to be it for today. But we'll be here once again tomorrow, same time, same place. We're going to be doing some awesome coding. Thank you so much for that. And next time I will leave more time at the end for questions and all of those things. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. Looking forward to continuing to create with you and code tomorrow. Have an awesome Freedom Day, and bye.